I thought before I got into the specifics of the commercial real estate market that I would start with a slide that demonstrates how our state compares to other states around the country. And here you can see Oklahoma in dark green, which is one of the states having the best job growth across the country over the past 3 years. So I think that is certainly a testament to what we've been experiencing. Here's another slide which shows how mining, which is obviously largely comprised of the oil and gas business, impacts our state. It is interesting the similarities we now have with the 1980s, but I think it is equally clear that the quality and capitalization of the companies generating that GDP are vastly different than the 1980s. So let me start with the office market. Here you can see that the market as a whole, which contains a little over 15 million square feet, what it's done in terms of net absorption over the last 6 years, and it's certainly improving. 2011 had net absorption of almost 200,000 square feet, so you can see we're on a good track on that front. Here is the suburban office market absorption from 1986 through 2001. During that 26-year period, we've had positive absorption, about 20 of those years netting roughly 2 million plus square feet. The last 10 years has been about 500,000 square feet. Here we see the suburban vacancies by class in the office market over the last 3 years. The A properties have performed very well, with vacancies are now less than 9%. The B market has been very steady. C market has had some problems, but the bottom line is that if you're a quality, large tenant looking for space, it's going to be a tight market. Here's the same analysis for the CBD, which had positive absorption about half the time. But the good news here is over the last 5 years, we've had positive absorption of over 200,000 square feet, which is a great sign for our CBD. And this one really tells the tale of downtown right now. As you can see, the Class A and B buildings are doing quite well. The older Class C properties, the largest of which is obviously First National Center, are where we really have some challenges and some solutions need to be found. And it will be very interesting to see what happens between now and the May 27th refinancing deadline on First National Center. Here is the office building sales volume graph. These are buildings over 25,000 square feet for the last 7 years. 2008 was obviously a blowout year, but 2011 was really very solid, with really the only tough year being 2009, which was the financial crisis. Moving on to retail, you can see the overall vacancy rates over the last 6 years. The total retail market, not counting standalone buildings, is a bit over 27 million square feet. 2009 was the tough year where we saw a lot of big box closings that went on the market for sublease, but the situation has certainly improved since then. As you can see here from the retail sales, again, these are in excess of 25,000 square feet. Sales have been pretty anemic since 2006, and amazingly 2009 saw literally zero shopping center sales over 25,000 square feet. The market is certainly improving, and inland out of Chicago has become really the big buyer in our market. Oklahoma City has seen a number of new retailers to our market. Whole Foods is probably the highest profile group that everybody has heard about, but there are a number of other soft good retailers and restaurant groups that have been coming here, and that's no doubt a testament to Oklahoma City's strong economic story that's been picked up around the country. Here's some others: Dick's Sporting Goods, Nordstrom Rack, Costco. Those are just a few of the really great retailers that have either already made deals or are looking to make deals in new locations. And again, I think this is a testament to our economic vitality and will provide terrific increased sales taxes to our community. So moving on to industrial, you can see here we've got 3 very distinct types of space: bulk warehouse, service centers, and flex space. As you can see on the left pie chart, most of it is bulk, and you can see from the right that most of it's in the southwest quadrant. We track roughly 11 million square feet of the investment-grade industrial space for multi-tenant properties. Here's the multi-tenant bulk warehouse, which shows what vacancies look like over the last 6 years in each quadrant. Vacancies have risen in part due to the former Dayton tire plant being added to the multi-tenant rolls. But the good news is that a little over 200,000 square feet has been absorbed this year already. Here's the same information for the service warehouse market. We see vacancies being reduced every year, with the overall vacancy rate of just over 8%. Of note is that there's literally no space available in the southeast quadrant for this type of product because a number of the big projects have sold and been taken over by users. Here's the flex space graph, which has the same information. You can see vacancies have remained in a fairly narrow range. Much of this space was built in the 70s and 80s and lacks the parking required by a lot of tenants, so there's not quite as much demand for this type of space as perhaps there has been in the past. And here is a slide showing the volume of industrial property sales of all types. 2008 was again the banner year, but the fact that 2011 had the same number of transactions as 09 and 2010, but the total sales value was roughly $30 million higher, I think is a testament that the property sales are in fact rising. Moving on to multifamily is the final asset class. We track occupancies, rental rates, and sales activities on about 300 properties, 60,000 plus units. The Class A and B assets are doing quite well. The Class C market is by far the largest with 30,000 units. And as you would expect, the Class D market is struggling right now. Here you can see the sales activity in the multifamily sector. 2006 through 2008 saw an amazing amount of capital come into our market, but we still have a very healthy market with good activity with both in and out of state investors. And we've already had a little over 2,000 units selling this year so far. This is the final slide that relates to downtown housing. As you can see, we have the same amount of downtown housing as San Antonio, about 2,000 units. And these include the newly announced projects, but the other cities are ahead of us. But I would submit that virtually all of those cities have been at it a much longer time than we have. So on a relative basis, we have terrific momentum, and I think are off to a great start. So there you go.